This is EC, product developer for the computer peripheral movement module, or CPMM. As demonstrated here, I'll be using the peripheral designed to house the CPMM, showing you guys movement and how it works within a FPS format or first-person shooter format. Technically, the movements that it allows you to do are very linear. You know, your X and Y axis, basically your WASD, the same function it performed on a keyboard or even a gaming keypad. However, the main difference is, as in the other video demonstrations, is the entire peripheral is moved around in order to obtain your movement, the desired movement that you want to, the direction you want to move in. Instead of hitting keys as you would on a keyboard or a gaming keypad. What this essentially does is gives you more, to me, it gives you a lot more freedom and game immersion. Puts you more in the game because your left hand is now basically involved in your character movement, which makes the immersion level go substantially up. In my opinion, the more involved you are with your character, the more higher gaming experience you're going to achieve. Now with this particular peripheral prototype that I built around the CPMM, it has all your typical buttons programmed in to perform your game functions such as running, jumping, crouching, reloading, you know, airstrikes, whatever your perks are. Now mind you, I am not a FPS player. I very rarely ever play them. I'm more of a MMO type gamer, but every once in a while I'll throw one on, and for this particular gaming platform, the CPMM within the gaming peripheral is a very nice addition to the right hand. Basically complements that right hand, that mouse hand, very nicely. It adds a lot of symmetry and to the gameplay, whereas your left hand is no longer sitting on top of a keyboard, which I always thought was rather awkward for games like this, particularly because you know, you should have that character movement, that involvement, almost like a joystick would give you in an arcade game, you know, in manipulating your character. So I firmly believe that in the aspects of game immersion, that this is really the ticket. For you gamers that are running gunners, I mean, I am doing a little bit of a camping strategy right here, but every once in a while I like to post up and kind of check my corners, make sure it's going to be clear before I make a move. Yeah, so as far as being an FPS noob, I would definitely classify myself as more of a green FPS player in that aspect. Also, as far as the reaction times achieved, I did some testing on the keyboard, this same game, Black Ops 2, which I'm sure you recognize. And as far as reaction times, I've noticed a slight improvement on the reaction times and my ability to react to something going on in game faster, simply because I didn't have to worry about taking my fingers off the movement keys to make it happen. Now, as far as the movement of the actual peripheral itself, it doesn't require you know, overemphasized movements. You don't have to throw it across your desk like as much as you do the mouse. If you observe my mouse hand, it's moving substantially more than my the CPMM is, the peripheral. It only requires approximately, I don't know, I'd say a 1/16 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch movement to actuate the CPMM. But it does allow over travel, so if you're really getting amped up in the game, it'll really allow you to overemphasize those movements, which can actually be a lifesaver. I mean, you can't really overemphasize pushing the WASD keys. I mean, you just push them. But so I mean, it really gives you a sense of your character in the game, because you're really getting into those movements. Similarly, the way your mouse does, you know, while aiming your gun, you know, you'll see some very erratic changes in the crosshairs from one direction to another, and that's kind of the beauty with the CPMM. It allows you to, you know, change those views very rapidly, change your character stance very rapidly. The learning curve for the peripheral, which houses the CPMM, was extremely short. Even myself, I had some anticipatory learning curve, you know, being a little bit longer than it was. I was actually really surprised at how short a time it took me to get the hang of it. And as with any new peripheral, I mean, it can be rather awkward transitioning to something you've played and used for years, or, you know, however long you've been playing, and going to something new. But I would, if I had to gauge it or put a time on it, I would say that I was literally comfortable with the arrangement within 30 minutes of its use. So I was pretty happy with the outcome. And after, like I said, after transitioning back to a keyboard, it felt rather awkward going back to a keyboard, and I'm very confident I'm not going back
Counter UAV inbound.
with the FPS or my MMO games. I'll be sticking with the this peripheral arrangement with the CPMM.